Hey guys, this is Xbox 360 patron over here, and it's 1:23 a.m. right now, and my OG Xbox is showing me a 07 error code. And as you can see, the lights are just turning red and blue, red and green rather. So this is something that I've fixed earlier once, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So I'll just put the video on pause, and we'll open up the Xbox and we'll see how to fix it. So I've disconnected my Xbox, I've disconnected the controller, the AV cables as well as the power cord. And so the very first thing that we have to do is we'll have to open 6 screws over here. 4 screws are hidden beneath these cushions, so we can just take them off and hopefully re-glue them. There's a top screw that you can see. And we'll do the same thing with all the other cushions, gently removing them. And besides these 4, there'll be 2 under the stickers, one under the console serial number and one under the Xbox video game system sticker. So we're going to use a Torx screw to open these. Just give me a minute. Let's stabilize it for the video. We'll start off with the one in the center. This is going to be slightly difficult with just one hand, but we're going to try to give it a shot. So we just have to be very sure that whichever screws we are removing, we are able to set them back precisely. So these are pretty long screws, as you can see. I'll just keep it aside. I'll remove all the other 5 screws actually, and then let's get back to fixing the Xbox. So don't worry about the cushion things, they are easily resettable, or you can always re-glue them. We have 4 of them out of the way. We'll go with the serial number 1 next. And my apologies for the shaky video and the bad camera. This is the best that I can do right now. We have the 5th one out of the way, so we'll go for the 6th and the last one. This seems to be a little tight, but yeah, should be able to open it. Okay, so now we have all the 6 screws out of the way, and we'll try to just remove this. So friends, the next step is to flip over the Xbox and gently try to, I think this will need both hands, so gently you have to, as you can see, you have to slide this area up to expose the Xbox. I'll just pause and open the Xbox now. Okay, so as I was saying, we have to gently remove the top flap of the Xbox, and away it goes. I'll just keep this below for now. So this issue 07 is generally to do with the ID cable that Microsoft has for us. So this is the hard drive of the console. I believe it's a 8 GB hard drive, and this is the DVD-ROM that came with the console. So what I'll do is I'll just try to remove the ID connection and reconnect it, and I'll also see, I think we also have to reconnect it to the system, to the motherboard. So I'll actually have to remove all these screws to take these out and attack this portion where it's being connected to the motherboard. Okay, so the very first thing that we'll do is we'll try removing the ID cable from the hard drive, and then we'll open this screw to unfasten the hard drive. So ID cables should be fairly easy to jerk and pull out unless they are stuck. And yeah, voila, it's out. So next step would be to open this up, but I guess we need a smaller Torx screw. Just give me a moment. Okay, so I have changed to a smaller Torx screwdriver. I'll try to open this. Out it comes. I'll just keep it over here on this side, and I'll try to take out the hard drive caddy, but before that I'll pull out the power plug from this. I'll just try to take it aside and take it out. Seems it's a little tight, but we should be able to take it out. I think it's going to need both my hands, so I'll pause the video. Okay, so I managed to snag open the DVD drive. I'll disconnect the power now and keep it aside. Okay, so rather than disconnecting, I figured I can just remove this wire from this channel and keep the hard drive aside. And now we can actually look at targeting the DVD drive, beneath which we have the ID cable stuck to the motherboard. So this is the heatsink of the Xbox, and this here is the PSU. Pretty neat stuff for its time, I believe. I'm not the one to comment, so I'll try to take these stock screws out and remove them. As always, we'll remove the ID first, and then we'll take care of these two screws. So I'll just try to remove the ID with a single hand. I guess I'll be needing both my hands though. Let's try it out with the left hand first. And yeah, looks like it became a little loose, and yeah, here it's out. So next up is again getting our hands sturdy on these Torx screws. There's one screw over here and one on the other side. Okay, that one has become a little loose. I think I need longer ones. So I going to put a reminder to get longer torque screws, and this one is out of the way as well. So should be able to gently lift this up with both hands. I'll just pause the video for a minute. Okay guys, and we also have the DVD drive out of the way, again with its power still connected. Just leave it aside, and now comes the main culprit, which is the ID cable over here. This needs to be reattached, and I seem to have forgotten which version of the motherboard that I have, but this is a soft modded console. There's no hard mod, so there's no there's no chip or anything additionally over here. Plus I remember a few years back I did remove one of the capacitors over here, so it's definitely not a 1.6, and there's some corrosion on the metallic body, so hopefully I should get rid of it. I'll try to get rid of it soon. So what I try to do is try to yank out the cable and reconnect it. And I guess it's going to need both the hands, but let's try it out with one first. And out comes the cable. It's a little dusty, but then again, so let us try to pins as of now. I'll try to focus once. So the ID cables had an issue when the pins used to get bent. I've run into that issue quite a lot on the PC. Attaching this to go against that slot over there, and gently does it. Let me try to put it in more clearer light. Unfurl the cable, and as you can see now, everything is in line, and all I'll try to do is gently push it in all the way. So you have to ensure that these things are lined up first, and then you just push it gently in all the way. So that is done. Next up, I have to connect the DVD drive, connect the hard drive back, and now instead of attaching all the screws, we'll just try to plug it back in and run it. So I'll do one thing. I'll attach the ID cable to the DVD drive. I'll just, to do that, gently place the drive back in such that this Xbox sits perfectly over here. And this is sturdy enough as well. I think our drive is in a good place, and again, as I mentioned, we need to check where the bump is in this one. So again, not able to clearly figure out from this position. Just try to tilt it a little. Yeah, so friends, the bump is on the top side, so we'll try to attach it with the bump on the top, and here we go. This one's going to be slightly tricky, so what I try to do is I try to push it up from one end and then inside, but as I said, the bumps should line up, otherwise you'll end up screwing the pins. I'll just try to do that without my phone. Okay, so I've inserted it properly from one side, and then I have clipped it properly from all the sides. So this seems to be good. Next up, we need to connect the ID cable to the hard drive, and boot it up without closing the lid. See if that works. So to do that, again we need to just a moment, I think I need to change my hands. Better work with the right one. Yep. So as I was saying, again we need to ensure that the hard drive is kept properly, and for that, whatever we removed the cables from here, so we need to ensure that the cables are in the right position. Cables go through this ridge. That much should be sufficient for now. So gently place it back. Looks like it's in position. And yeah, so all your cables can be pushed inside the channel so that they don't take a lot of space. And yeah, so once you're done with that, reconnect the IDE back, and again let's see where is the ridge. So again it looks like it's on the upper side. Not sure if you guys will be able to see, so let me try to connect it from this angle. Again, be very cautious when you do this. Be very gentle. I know I might not seem very gentle right now, but I'm trying to be as gentle as I can. So I think I'll again have to do it with two. So yeah, I've turned on my torch, and as you can see, the ridge is on the top, and that's how we'll try to insert it. So ensure that you raise the power up, and then you try to insert it properly. So align it with all the pins. As you can see, align it with all the pins. Not sure if I'll be able to demonstrate that properly from this angle. Yep, and once you've done that, simply push in the cable, and it looks like we've done a sloppy but good enough job. Ensure that you don't change the master slave configuration over here. We'll just let it be as it is. So now next portion is to pack up everything as it were. So all of that is fine, and we'll just keep this over here so that we don't have a lot of loose components, and ensure that all our wires are properly clipped or snapped. Okay, that seems to be decent enough, I guess. And what we'll try to do next is we'll try to connect it as it is and hope it works. Here we have connected everything back. We have the power cable, the AV cable properly snapped. All of this is still not screwed properly, so this is just an experiment. Then I have attached one of the Xbox controllers properly to this, and to try out everything, I have a copy of Midtown Madness 3. So what we'll do is I'll try to boot up the PC and the console, and then see, boot up the screen and the console, and then see what happens. All the best. So okay, I'll turn on the telly and let's try to boot this up now. And hopefully it should work, but it's still making a lot of noise. I'm not very confident about it, so we'll wait for this to load up properly. Let's see if this boots up. Let's give it some time. Still is awfully loud. Then again. Nope. Guess we'll have to give it another shot. We have redone the cables now, and we'll try to restart now that we have connected everything and see if it works now. Sound is still there, so I'm not sure if it'll work, but let's see. Guess not.
1 week later.
Hello friends, it's been a week since I tried to restore my original Xbox, and I have bought a new ID cable, and I'll see if that resolves the problem. So I'll do one thing, I'll fix it all the way just like last time. So one goes over here, one goes behind the DVD, and one definitely goes behind the CD, behind the hard drive, and we'll connect it back up and see if that works. So here I've connected the new ID cable, and it's a tad too short for the Xbox, and I've connected all the peripherals back to the Xbox. I'll try to turn on the machine and let's see if it works. So let's see if this restores the Xbox or if it still gives the error. Sound still seems to be there, it's a little less so than earlier, but let's see. Nope, that hasn't solved the issue either. So friends, that's about it. If neither of these things solve the error 7 for you, then I think it's time to either get a different machine or time to hard mode the Xbox, known as a T-swap, and then swap out the hard drive, because this 07 error is generally a hard drive timeout error. That's all for today.